It is so great to see you guys. I know I haven't done a full-length video in a little bit over a week, which is very unlike me, but as you guys know, I have been so busy with YouTube Brandcast, which I was a part of. So I really just want to come on here and show you guys the haul that I actually received from YouTube. So I'm just gonna open up our live here too, so that I got that going. And so if you guys have any chat, I will respond to you. Yeah, that's all right, Kennedy. It's you and I. No worries. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Zoe. So nice to see all of you. Hi, Tabitha. It's so great that you're catching me on a live. Tabitha is like #1 subscriber. She has had my back for a really long time on the platform. So I really wanted to talk to you guys about Brandcast. You know, I'm gonna do a full video where I show you just like every single thing that you would possibly want to know about Brandcast. But first, let's start off with just the baking aspect of it. So hi all of you guys, amazing, so nice to see all of you. I will respond to you guys as I go along here. Hi Courtney, hi Boba. I'm doing so well. Yes, lives are exciting. So I was contacted by Google, and it was actually kind of crazy how I was contacted, because I kind of ignored the messages by complete accident. The reason was because it was being sent to another email, I guess somebody else's, sweetdreamsbakeshop@gmail.com, and that is not my email. That's never been my email. That email was actually taken a long time ago when I first started my actual baking business. Hey Ruth. Ruth is one of my real life friends, by the way, so shout out to Ruth. And you know, I just kind of didn't respond. And luckily I got this message from somebody that was just kind of like, you know, when you get those DMs on Instagram and it's not from like an official looking company, so you're not really sure if it's something that you should continue to look at. Well, I'm glad I did, because it turned out to be Google. And I got on a call with them like literally that day, and I was still a little bit skeptical. I was like, is this Google? Is this YouTube? I don't know, but you know, take a chance on it. And I'm so happy that I did, because like I said, I got onto an interview with them. It wasn't really even an interview, because I had already been invited to go to this. And to be honest, to this day, I'm not really sure, like, I was a small creator compared to everybody else there that had, you know, subscriber counts in the millions, including, you know, some really amazing people. So it was just really cool, and I'll skip forward to the actual baking part, because that's what this particular video is going to be about. But I basically got on a panelist with all of these people, and I spoke to them, and they were like, you know, we really want you to do something involving decorating cookies, or you know, piping cookies live or something like that in front of the people that attended this event. So I said, you know, the first thing that popped into my mind was, I really think that DIY painting cookies are gonna be the best bet, because if you guys decorate sugar cookies at all, you know how hard it is to keep royal icing at the right consistency if you're doing it over a stretch of time. And dealing with piping bags when, you know, not everyone knows how to hold a piping bag. So I just feel like we needed something to be quick, something to keep things moving. So that was the first thing. And then they said it would be great if you could decorate some cookies as well. So we decorated about 60 of the, I believe we made like 300 sugar cookies. And then I also said that I wanted to do a collaboration with another YouTuber, which was the Caking Girl. You guys might not know her by the Caking Girl kind of title, but her little girl, Ellis, has been like all over Good Morning America and has done so many things. She's like a little 4-year-old that makes amazing cakes. And so I got to collaborate with her mom, and I will show you guys future videos on that as well. And so basically I said, I really want to make a cake with this person. And they were like, yeah, you can use the commercial kitchen that we have. It's a finishing kitchen, so it's not as big as, you know, a standard kitchen that would have every single thing, but it had most of the things that we needed, actually all the things that I needed. And it was amazing because YouTube was like, just send us a list of every single thing that you need in order to make this display cake that I was gonna make. So the video right now is I'm gonna be showing you guys what it is that I got. I'm just gonna pause for a second and say hi to you guys. Hello, Ocean Waves. Thank you so much for enjoying my videos so much. I really highly appreciate it. Thank you, Azur. I always see your comments on here and they're just always so uplifting. Hi, Holly. Oh, I'm so glad that you're enjoying all the baking videos. Hello, little Miss Nat. Okay, so the first thing, oh, hi, Audrey. I think Audrey's Kitchen was one of the very first baking channels that I really started following on my channel. So shout out to her. This was the first thing that I saw when I walked in to Brandcast, and like, how cool is this? How cool is this? It's just like, they had such a style and aesthetic going on for this whole event. And I absolutely love it. And I'm gonna treasure it forever. It's adjustable, and it just fits so nicely. I think I got one little speck of dirt on it right here. Part of me is like, should I wash this or should I just keep it like that? Because it's dirt from the event. So that was the first really cool thing. I also requested a bunch of things, and I kind of put out the request as like, if you can get these things, great. If you can't, like, no big deal. But they literally got me every single thing on my list. So exciting. So the first thing is all of this stuff. Now, because I was working with Joey the Caking Girl, I knew I would need double of a lot of things. So I got all of these tools, literally. All of these tools I got. And it was really interesting because, you know, I'm the type to work on a budget, and I didn't know what was actually going to happen with these supplies afterwards. So here I was trying to be really cost efficient, and I just kind of like sent them a link on Amazon, like, I need tools like this is what I said, and amazingly enough, they just got me the exact tools that I asked for. So cool. I would love to find a way to kind of gift these to you guys, because honestly, like, I have a lot of these tools at home. It's really cool that I have some here in my hands now, but I want to figure out a way to do that. I don't really know how. It's kind of complicated when it comes to giveaways and things like that, but I would love to figure it out. The next thing I got, and I'm not showing these in any particular order, was this fondant roller. And if you guys can believe it, this is my first actual official fondant roller that I own. If you watch my videos, you see me doing it with the rolling pin that has like the handles on it. I love that one. But this one is from Ateco, and it is amazing. Like, okay, I don't know if my phone will be able to pick this up, but the texture on this, do you hear that sound? Like, the smooth ones from Wilton don't make that sound because, but something about this makes it more non-stick. So when you use it to roll the fondant, it doesn't stick at all. So you like can use less cornstarch, and that's what I found when I used this. So amazing. It was really interesting walking with this in the airport. I had to actually put it in my friend's bag, and they like looked at it. Security looked at it and they were like, what is this for? And so we were like, it's a fondant roller. What, have you never ever seen one before? Oh, this wasn't something from YouTube, but this was something I actually gifted to myself on the day that I lost my phone. I was so stressed, but I did find this amazing find. How cute is this? Like, this is adorable. I love this. It is the size of my head. Actually, it really fits my hairline quite nicely, but I love it. And it was on sale. It was $6. I think it was like ordinarily like 12 or 14 from Williams Sonoma, and I love it. It's such a great cookie cutter. I've never seen anything like it. Super excited to use that. Could also use it on cakes too for fondant. And then I also asked for a cake stand. Wasn't really sure what type of quality I would receive for that either. Again, a Teco. And I'm actually, I will tell you why I love this one so much. I really had no preference when it came to what type of cake stand, but I love that it separates so easily. And it's such a simplistic system that it was so easy to clean and nothing gets stuck. Like the one that I use is the one from Wilton. Again, I really like that one because it has that kind of sticky purple part on top. And so I'm able to really get a lot of good grip on that. But what I loved about this was that it came with my nonstick mat here. It's like a round piece nonstick. And it really held the cake in place. But I always found whenever I do like styrofoam tiers, like a display cake, which is exactly what I was making on my Wilton one that has the purple rounds on it, it like just all the icing or shortening or whatever I'm using tends to get stuck in those crevices. This was absolutely perfect. I could use my X-Acto knife on this and no damage to the plate whatsoever. So I just love the simplicity of this. So if you guys are looking for something that can hold weight and that gets the job done, this gets the job done for sure. Was really impressed with that. It's amazing like how I just kind of threw everything, shot in the dark, and managed to get some really good items here. In here I've got a bunch of piping bags, and I've yet to clean this up, but in here as well I have some of my colors exploded because obviously the pressure caused them to explode. But in there I've got my colorants. You all know, obviously it's Chef Master in there. Chef Master is my brand of choice, either Chef Master or Americolor. I got meringue powder. We obviously needed this to create the royal icing for the cookies. Now, something was going on with my meringue powder, sorry, my royal icing in Toronto. I'm not sure if it's because of this, but I don't think it was. I've used this brand before and I haven't had issue with it. So I don't know what was happening, but my icing was going everywhere. And but it's okay. It's all good. It ended up working out. And then I got 2 more fondant smoothers. My friend will be so happy because every time she sees me, I never seem to quite have enough of these. Now I've got like 4, which is fabulous. And I just love the memory of like, I'll always know where these particular ones came from, you know? Got more piping bags. This was also interesting to have in my carry-on because I was just going from British Columbia to Toronto, like Vancouver to Toronto, I should say. Because I was just going there, I didn't want to check any baggage because my friend and I we wanted to go in and out of the airport. And this was really interesting to explain, you know, because it looks a little suspicious in your luggage. But he was just like, oh, are you going to be doing some crafting? But in reality, this is what got the tiers all together, nice and taut together. Funny story about that too. So like I said, it was a prep kitchen. Sorry, it was a finishing kitchen. So we were having to actually work with the catering team like right beside us because all throughout this whole event, we were being fed throughout this whole time. So like, it would be like you're making a cake and it's like, oh, let's go grab a croissant, or oh, okay, now the catering team's making us this delicious salad. And I will talk more about the food when I do my other video. But so when it was dinner time, we were still working on this cake. I had started it at like 8:30 in the morning. And so we were still working. And then the kitchen staff was just like, hey, like, we need to utilize this space together. So they were right beside me and they're like, you know, doing all this stuff. They're preparing the short rib, like, and here I am saying, I need my glue gun, and I'm gluing things to stuff that looks like, you know, edible cake, and they're just like giving me a weird side eye, but you know. And then I also got this really great mat too, which is, again, these are things that I should have already, but I didn't. And it's perfect because I'm constantly just cutting things on my quartz countertop. Hi Natalia, sorry for that misread there. Yeah, I'm always like trying to cut things on there, I can just cut things on here. Don't know why I didn't have one before. And more piping bags, like literally so many piping bags, so many. I believe these are the tipless variety. Now, I wasn't sure though. It just felt like I wasn't sure how the quality would be, and I didn't want to start icing sugar cookies and then, and you know, having it burst all over the place. And already my icing was being fussy with me, so I didn't want to take a chance. I really went with the Wilton brand that my tried and true, and I know that Wilton is strong enough to withstand my royal icing. So, but now I've got all the piping bags that I could want, and I am going to experiment with. And then I got a ruler. Again, this is not stuff that I have on hand normally, which I should. So you're gonna be seeing a lot more of that in my videos, hopefully. I also got some piping tips. We ended up not using these actually. I was going to originally pipe rosettes on some of the cookies, ended up doing more of a marbled effect and a brush roll icing effect, which again, I'll have full tutorials on how to do that. I don't know what to call that video. I'm not sure if I should call it like what to do when you're in a panic decorating cookies for 300 people. We used so much of this metallic luster dust here. This is one of my favorite brands by Sweet Sticks. It's awesome. Funny story about that as well. So one of the things that was really cool about Brandcast and YouTube Brandcast is that obviously I didn't bake every single item there, but all of them had my input. They used my recipes. So for like the macaron towers, they were actually ordered, and I just said I wanted ombre pink, and I thought that that would look really cool. But when they arrived, they had blue frosting in the center of just like 2 strips of macarons. So my friend, who is not a cake decorator, but Joey and I, we really didn't have time to fix that little error. And so she went and she took that luster dust, dipped it in the vodka, and painstakingly painted all of the areas that were blue. So shout out to my friend Andrea. And then we had some, oops, throwing things. And then we had some, ooh, we're going sideways here too. And we had some blush pink from Roxy and Rich. And then we also, that was some petal dust there. And then we also have some of this rose gold luster dust. Everything was really sparkly, obviously, because I'm about that. And yeah, it was really fun. And then these are kind of the last things in terms of what I needed to, so we have a bunch of paintbrushes left over. Like all these things would have just gone to waste if I didn't take them. Again, this was really interesting how this came to be too, because I said we needed obviously edible paint palettes. Now, if you guys have watched my paint your own cookie tutorials, you've seen that I take royal icing dots and then I airbrush them, and then that's how I get my edible paint palettes. But obviously we're not gonna do that for, you know, 200, 300 people. So we went with paint palettes from the Cookie Countess, and I just kind of linked it. I know that the Cookie Countess's stuff is very, very reliable. I love using it. And so I sent it over, and then they actually ended up buying a whole bunch of stuff from the Cookie Countess, which I love because, you know, that's a brand that I really believe in as well. So all these paint palettes, I'm gonna do so many paint your own cookie kits. It'll be fun. And so many paint brushes now too. Okay, now these are the final things I'm going to be showing you in today's haul video. This, yeah, it doesn't look like much. Like, this really doesn't look like much. First of all, this is a lot of sprinkles, but I don't know if I'm ever going to use them. This first jar is filled with some light pink non-puree, and then these here are edible pearls in white and pink, and then we've got some quins, really beautiful like shine on these quins, and then I've got my pink and white quins here. But these are so special because if you guys have seen my shorts that I've released regarding Brandcast, these were actually on the entire wall. Like, that was probably one of the coolest elements, that along with my cookie cutter wall that they kind of replicated. Obviously my cookie cutter wall is huge, ginormous, but they made like a small version of it, and it was just so cool. And they said to me, they were like, Ashleigh, please take all of the jars that you want, but unfortunately I couldn't fit like that many jars in my suitcase. I hope that maybe some of the guests from Brandcast were able to take some of those home and save them, but like this was just so special to me. I will never ever probably use these. I'm gonna just keep them in my YouTube shelf. I'm redoing my display shelves right now, so I'm gonna take out my Rihanna cake. That was like the first cake, one of the first cakes that I ever did for YouTube. I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna replace everything and make it into my YouTube shelf. It was so cool. Like, the whole event was amazing. I have so many baking tools that I will treasure forever and ever. I mean, I know some of them are just built-in stuff that I can get myself, but I'll always remember that it was from this event, and it was so cool. And I wish you guys could have been there. It's a very exclusive event, so unfortunately that can't happen. But it was really cool, and I know that some of you guys, when I said that I was in Toronto, some of you were also in Toronto, or you're from Toronto. Toronto is a beautiful place. I hadn't been there since I was 17 years old, and the culture was just so wonderful, and all the creators that I met from Toronto were amazing, just so successful in their own right, and it was a blast. And I have so much more footage to show you guys, and yeah. I had a really great time showing all of you the things that I got. Of course, now is the time to reorganize everything. That's never fun, especially because I've been away for the past week almost. So my baking kitchen is a disaster, if you were wondering. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie Fam. Right now, I'm uploading weekly, daily sometimes, so be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can be a member of the Sweetie Fam. Bye.